Hey, Shubh.
Hi Shri, hi
Hey,
Abhishek,
guys.
hi. Apra.
Hi Shubh. Hi
Hi
everyone.
everyone.
Hey, guys. So, yeah, here we are.
Hey, can we know in the chat like from where which GDCs you're like? Can we know in the chat? Okay, so good evening everyone. I hope everyone is happy and healthy in their homes. On behalf of GDSC, I, Shubh Sharma, GDSC lead and Flutter facilitator at GDSC AIT, I welcome you all to this amazing intro session where we're planning for you guys the introduction to Flutter Festival. So, along with me, I have few speakers who will be joining us in the latest stage of the session and they will be explaining us about Flutter, Firebase, and Cloud. So, first, let us introduce them one by one. So, we have Srihari. He is a Flutter facilitator and a technical member at GDSC SRMIST. Hi, Sri.
Hey, guys. Hey, Shubh. And hello, everyone.
So, we
Hey.
have another speaker, Apra Jain. She is an app developer and a Flutter facilitator at GDSC AKGEC. Hi, Apra.
Hi Shubh. Hi everybody.
Okay, so last but not the least, we have Abhishek Deshmukh. He is a Flutter facilitator at GDSC DIEMS. Hi, Abhishek.
Hi Shubh. Hi everyone.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so before moving for the session in brief and know about what is a Flutter Festival, about what is Flutter, Firebase, Cloud, let us first have an interactive and an interesting section that we have prepared for you guys. So we have few questions that we'll be asking you on the Slido. So we request all of you to just go on slider.com and just write this code 999198.
Yeah, I can also share the QR code. If you want to join, please go to slido.com and enter the code 999198. We'll wait for 30 seconds. We'll wait for everyone to join and then we'll continue. Give a thumbs up in the chat if you join the Slido. Okay, let's start.
Okay, so let's see our first question. So the first question is, where are you from? Oh, so many of you have started writing. So, Shri, where are you from?
I'm from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Where are you from, guys? Abhishek and Apra. And Shubh, where are you guys from?
Okay, so I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh.
I'm from Aurangabad, Maharashtra.
I'm from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I
So
can
I
see
guess,
a lot of people.
yeah.
Okay, someone is from Mars. So, okay, I can see that someone is from Mars, someone is from Earth, and all. Okay, cool. And I can see a
Some
lot of
cool
people
answers
from
are coming.
everywhere in India.
Some cool answers are
Pune,
coming in chat. Someone are typing their college name as well.
yeah, someone typed the 999 198 code as well.
A lot
Yeah.
Cool.
of people from Mars.
Yeah, a lot of people from Mars.
Are you
Okay.
getting the internet there? Like the people who are from Mars, you are getting the network there?
Nice, nice, nice to meet you all,
Nice, nice, nice.
Martians.
Let's go on the next question that we have for you guys is
Yes.
are you participating in GDSC solution challenge for this year? Yeah, I guess I've joined. What about Shri, Abhishek, and Apra?
I'm also joined.
I am also
I'm
And I
participating.
also
guess I
participating.
we have just pasted the link. If you have not registered till now, you can just register in the Google Solution Challenge. It's one of the biggest event that GDSCs do in every year, and you can also crack the opportunity to work with Googlers, the most famous company, and everyone's like to go in that company. So the link is pasted in the chat. You can just access it out.
Yep.
So I guess most of the people have not registered. Seriously, guys, do register. It's one of the biggest and it's very good event. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 35% have actually registered and they're doing. Okay, that's cool.
It's increasing. It's increasing. Maybe it goes
Yeah.
50-50. If you
Hmm.
wait for one more minute, then
Yes. 38%.
We can wait
come
for
on,
it.
guys. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And I can see that the link to the solution challenge has been posted on the chat as well. If you want to register, please do. You still have one whole month to develop your projects. Yes.
Okay, so let's move on the second last but question. So have you ever heard about like Flutter before this event? It's like a silly question to all you three guys. Like, but have you ever heard about like Flutter? Because
Oh,
being you are a Flutter facilitator, I guess you must have heard about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
Okay. A lot of people. Okay. The majority of
Okay, the
people here,
majority
they
is
know
going with
about
like,
Flutter.
oh,
That's exciting.
That's cool.
okay, so the only the all those 21% those are saying no. After the session, you will be able to know few things about Flutter and Dart and Firebase. Okay, so
We hope we can increase your knowledge, the
yeah,
remaining 81%.
Yeah, yeah. After the session, I don't think so. That 20% will be there.
yeah.
Yes.
So, Shiv, you were asking me some question from the backstage. Like, what was that question you were asking about it?
So yeah, sure. Okay, this session it's about the Flutter festivals, but I'm not well aware of what Flutter festivals is. So can you brief me in on what Flutter festivals is?
Okay, so the Flutter Festival, as I was starting from the starting only, I was telling it's a Flutter Festival introduction session. So the Flutter Festival is basically a community-based event where the GDSC hosted it every year for those who are from the beginner level and the advanced level, where a person can learn Flutter, Dart, Firebase, and to get into the advanced level. And also coming on the Flutter Festival and taking it forward, we this is the introduction session. So we have planned few more sessions in the coming weeks. So every week we will be having some few sessions for the Flutter Festival where you will be learning about Flutter, Dart, Firebase, and connectivity with cloud and how to put it on the Play Store and like that. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, that is a good explanation. Yes.
Okay, so Shri, I have a doubt. Can I ask?
yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Can you just tell me what is Flutter and what are the applications that you daily use in our day-to-day life that are made up of Flutter that we are not aware of? And I guess we can ask to the chat as well, like what apps they use that are made up of Flutter.
Okay, yeah. I'd be grateful to tell you guys on what Flutter is. Okay, yeah. As we saw from the poll from earlier, not many of you, like a very less amount of you, don't know or haven't heard about Flutter. So yeah, I'm gonna brief you in on what Flutter is. So yes. So actually Flutter is an open source framework developed by Google for building beautiful, natively compiled and multi-platform applications that are from a single code base. So that means all you need to have is a single code base and you get natively compiled application that runs on all these platforms: iOS, Android, web, native Windows, native Mac OS, Linux, and even on embedded systems. So yeah, like this part about Flutter is pretty interesting because Flutter runs on all these platforms. So yeah, this is enough to pique anyone's interest on Flutter, but that isn't all. To tell you how how more interesting Flutter is, let's dive a bit deeper into Flutter's foundational pillars. So yeah, when Flutter was developed, it was developed to be very fast. The Flutter's code compiles to machine code as well as JavaScript for fast performance on any device. And Flutter is really productive. Flutter has several productivity tools like hot reload, hot restart, and live debugging to make your Flutter development very productive and very fast. And Flutter is beautiful, because like I'm a Flutter developer, I've used Flutter and it really is beautiful. The UI elements of Flutter are built to look beautiful. It lets you have access over every each and every pixel on your screen to make it suit your tastes. And Flutter is open source. Everything about Flutter is free. As I told you before, Flutter is an open source framework built by Google, and the language Dart provides the runtime to power Flutter application. So, and then this Dart language is also open source. And to know more about Flutter, I'll paste the links to the websites of Flutter and Dart. You can go to the links, the official websites, to know more about Flutter. And yes, uh, many apps that we use and see in our day-to-day lives are made up of Flutter. Some of them are eBay Motors, GPay, Alibaba, Dream 11, and My BMW. And you must have seen these apps and might have also used these apps in your day-to-day lives. They work pretty seamlessly, and they are really smooth. All these apps are built by Flutter. Now that it's been only like 5 years since Flutter's initial release, having these many large-scale apps built on Flutter seems really cool. So yeah, and also about Flutter development, I've also heard that integrating Firebase with Flutter is also pretty easy. So, and I want Apra to tell you guys about Firebase. Can you, Apra? Can you brief everyone about Firebase?
Sure, Srihari. Okay,
Yes.
so hi everybody, and I hope that some of you might have heard about Firebase. And for those who haven't or those who don't know how to use it, I'll help you walk through it. So, what is Firebase? Firebase is a Google technology. It's a Google backend application development software, and it enables you all to develop your applications without having to create a custom backend. So, and also it provides tools for, tracking analytics, for adding authentication, for storage, and much more. Okay, so why would you want to use Firebase? Firebase provides a number of services, and the top few applications of Firebase would be that you don't have to create your own backend server. You can use the backend provided by Firebase, so that makes it pretty easy, and that reduces your work. Also, you don't have to spend any extra money while using Firebase. All the services and all the tools that are available on Firebase are for free of cost. Also, it makes your projects more interesting, more interactive. You can add a lot of functionality, you can add extensions, you can even add machine learning and so many more tools. So that is why Firebase is used with many projects, and it is also very scalable. Okay, so moving on, Firebase finds its applications in a lot of fields. You can use Firebase with Flutter apps. You can integrate it with native Kotlin apps, with PWAs, that would be progressive web apps, with websites, and you can even integrate Firebase on standalone Python projects. So now I'll just tell you a little bit about the services that Firebase offers. As I already said, Firebase offers a plethora of services that can help your apps to be built better, to improve their quality, and for you and your app to grow. As you can see on the screen, there are so many services that is provided by Firebase, and you can access each of them free of cost. And it's very easy to use these services. I'll just tell you something about a few top services that are mostly used in almost all projects. So, beginning with authentication, as you know that everybody wants their users to be authenticated. So Firebase offers a number of authentication services. You can use phone verification, you can use email verification, you can even add social media accounts verification like Facebook or Twitter or even Google, and it's very easy to add these authentications. Also, one of the most important key points would be that it manages your user sessions for you. As you know, that is a very important part when somebody is signed in, and Firebase makes it very easy for you. Okay, moving on. Cloud Firestore, I hope you all have heard about it. It's one of the top services offered by Firebase. And in this, you can store your data, and it is in real time sync with your app at all times. That means if you just update it in the backend, and as soon as you click enter, you can see the changes in your app. So I think that's pretty cool. And it's very scalable and it's very easy to use. Moving on, another feature I would like to tell you about would be analytics. You can use analytics in testing and production mode to know how many users your app has reached, the crash reports, and many more. There are so many services available. You can actually check Flutterfire that helps in easy integration of Firebase and Flutter. So I do hope you'll check it out. And now, Abhishek, can you help us see how cloud fits in the picture?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Abhishek. Google Cloud. Google Cloud protects your data, applications, infrastructure, and the customers from the fraudulent activities, spam, and abuse with the same infrastructure and security services like Google uses. What is Google Cloud Computing? Cloud computing is the on-demand availability of a computer system's resource, especially data storage and computing power. Without direct activity management by the users, large clouds are often functions disturbed over multiple locations, each location being a data of a center, like cloud computing, internets, networking, software applications, security, data storage, and business intelligence. Moving forward, if we are what are the benefits of cloud computing? Cloud computing is a way of using information technology that has these five equally important traits: on-demand self-services, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, and a measured services, which we use in day-to-day lives. Like Google Cloud platforms have on the end-to-end servers. Moving on to what is Google Cloud. Google Cloud offers by Google is a suite of cloud computing service that runs on the same infrastructures that the Google Cloud uses internally for its end users. Like you use daily, like products like as a Google search, Gmail, YouTube, or a Google Drive. Moving on to the servers, like Google Cloud offers infrastructure as a server service as platform as a service PaaS and a software as a service SaaS. These three services we use in a day-to-day life. Like we are like a normal person, we use this. The Google offers all the things. Moving on to the next slides, services offered by Google Cloud platforms, application data, application logics, integration with other Google services. Application data includes storage, clouds, and the SQL performance. Like application logics includes user data and the payment, etc. Integration with other Google services like Google Maps and the YouTube we use in the day-to-day life. What are the next Now let's dive into a practical implementation of a Google Cloud platform. Modernize your apps and services on Google Cloud's scalable infrastructure. Reliable and high performance cloud services are the most practical implementation of a Google Cloud platform. So, okay, Shubh, can you just explain what a Google Drive, a Google Dev Library is?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll just explain you. Like after having a short, or we can say, knowing knowledge about like what is Flutter, Firebase, and about cloud. So how can you just contribute? So we have Google Dev Libraries. That is one of the sites where the Google developers or Googlers works and present their projects or their blogs. So being as a beginner, you can just if you feel like your project is unique, and you just can post it out, and it will be recognized all over the globe. And it may be possible that you may get a good opportunities when you post it on the this dev library. So let me just give you a demonstration where like how you just go on this. So first we will go on the site. The link has been pasted in the chat. So let's suppose if you're going for the Flutter, and we want to submit a form, then let's continue. Then an adverb form will come up, and so this is an adverb form where you just need to submit your all details, like your GDSC name and your name of your project and your personal details. Along with it, you just after this you just need to write about the your country of residence like India, then your contact personal contact informations. Okay, so yeah, you just need to write like from belongs to Jipol developers GDSC. So you just then after that you just need to write about your project. We can say like the link of the GitHub file from where you just need to redirect to it. So you just need to paste your GitHub link. Then they will ask about the few questions, and you just need to submit it. The Google team will review your applications, and then if you got selected and your application or your blog got posted on the official website, you will also get some goodies. And if it and you can also contribute, like for Flutter it's like for the 30th of March, it's the last date for 30th of March because it's a Flutter festival. So for all the Flutter people, it's like a 30th of the March. And if you think like after or that also you just want to contribute, so you can go ahead with it. Now let's see like the free learning resources that are provided by Google to all of us, like we can free that are free. So for that we will be posting the links in the chat where you can just go through these links and you can just learn it, and it is available for till the 1st of May. So you can just use these resources. These are amazing because we also as a student we also use these resources because it's quite amazing. And if you have any doubt regarding this, like how you can go to and access it, so you can just ask your facilitator of your campus to tell you about this thing. And if you have any queries regarding this, then you can also ask us. So now it's a high time to just have a Q&A session, so where we will be asked, you can ask us the questions regarding that we have given to you. So yeah, open for Q&A.
Yes. Now you can post all the questions you have regarding Flutter festivals in the chat box, and we'll be answering your questions. And sure, I can see that someone asked if Google Cloud is the same as Google Drive.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I can see that question.
I can
Actually,
see.
Google Cloud is not the same as Google Drive. Google Drive is a place where you store your media, files, videos, everything. But Google Cloud is it is in it is a platform where you can deploy your cloud services.
Okay, so I've seen one question like, do we get the swag? So if you contribute good in the they have libraries, you definitely get a good swags, like what the we can say the hoodie, or we can say the mascot of the Flutter, that bluebird, and that's really amazing because we are also looking to get that one. And
Yeah, I want to get that, but
yeah,
then like, and about other swags, be noted. Look into the social. Look into our socials. We'll be having more sessions in the future. Be attentive to that sessions, and one of those sessions will also be having a swag giving thing as well. So yep, be keen to our sessions.
okay, so I've seen one question like, what are the advantages of Flutter over React Native? So in Flutter, you got a theme where that you can change based on your application, on the user setting or a particular operating system. So you can just change your theme based on the user identity, like what users like. So you can change it in Flutter. So that's the main reason that the Flutter is good as compared to.
Exactly. Hmm. Like we use
Okay.
React Native usually to build Android devices and stuff, right? But with Flutter we can build all sorts of applications that work on every platforms. It can even work on the native Windows and native Mac OS platforms. It can be deployed as a website. It can be deployed as a web app in the embedded systems. So yeah, that would be the major advantage of Flutter over any development language.
Okay, so we have another question like, can you just teach us Flutter? So for that, we have planned a weekend session. So where we will be bringing the Google developer experts. So they will be teaching about the Flutter and the hands-on activities and how to connect with cloud and Firebase. So we are planning for that as well for the first week of March. So you just be alert on your all the social media handles of your all GDSCs. So at any time it could be posted on your GDSC and it is a surprise for you guys. So
Okay, and another question says that if the Flutter app size is bigger than the native app size, that is true, but it's not a very big difference. But yes, that is true. The app size of Flutter is more than the apps created by Kotlin or native
Yeah,
Java.
because you have the same code base for all the platforms. Okay. Uh, any other question? Is Google Cloud free? It is not exactly free, but if you want to learn Google Cloud
yes.
is offering a lot of free credits for students to try and use Google Cloud. So yes,
Okay, one Sarah, you can ask the questions in the comment section only, and we can respond.
yes. How much time will it take to learn Flutter from these resources and to be able to build a project? Okay, Apra, you want to answer this question?
I mean, that depends on your speed. I think each of us had a different experience when we learned Flutter, so I cannot aptly answer that. But it shouldn't take that long. Flutter is really easy.
Yeah,
Hardly
exactly.
it could take minimum it would take like 3 months to know all the basics and everything. After 3 months you
Like,
can easily make your application, but it's like a learning phase, so we cannot say like you can learn each and everything in the a duration, because it's a continuous process to learn. So yeah, first 3 months you just need to know about the basics. After that it's up to you, like how what all things you do are like an experiment, and you can learn from the sides as well, because everything we cannot learn.
yeah,
Also, Palash is asking, okay, so as we already said, the increase in size is because Flutter uses the same code base for all of the applications, be it for Android or for iOS. So that is why the size of the code is a little more, because it also has your iOS code without you using it.
exactly. Which ID to use? Abhishek is asking. Can you use any ID, Abhishek? Flutter has supports to a lot of IDs. If you like VS Code, you can use that. If you want to use Android Studio, you can use that. It totally depends on you. Flutter supports a lot of IDs.
Okay,
Uh,
so we have another question like, can Flutter can be used for gaming development? So the answer is no. The Flutter is not developed for making gaming applications.
Not yet.
Exactly, exactly. There might be an gaming development thing also from Flutter in some years.
Uh,
Oh, and one more thing, like for the freelancers and for the person who are freshers, Flutter is a very good, because it's a new technology that is booming, and there are many opportunities and many big internships are being coming on the way. So you can just learn the Flutter and you can just crack any of the internships, because Flutter developers are less in the community. And when we compare it with the Kotlin, so both are on the different page, so we cannot compare both of them. Both are used for some other benefits. So yeah, it depends upon, like, both are the best, so you can go for any of them.
I agree with you, Shubh, because Flutter developers are really less and they're really in demand right now. And there is a massive shortage. You might want to work in Flutter. Also, Aditya, you have only 15 Quick Lab credits. See, Quick Labs, there are many free labs too, that you can use even if you don't have credits, and 15 quick lab credits. Are
And
you
like
talking about the like right now, or do you have it because of the some other program or something? Because these resources that we have provided, you can use them without having any quick lab credits.
exactly. I mean, like, I guess you all have the access to the links for the Google Skill Cloud Labs that we just sent in the chat box some time ago. We'll share the links again. Please do visit the Code Labs. You just have to attend the uh, first session in the Code Labs to get free credits. You just have to enroll to that program, and you'll get 4 free credits for each of those programs. And if you complete the first session under each program, you'll get a monthly subscription in the Code Labs.
Uh, okay, Ashutosh is asking which programming language is used in Flutter. It uses Dart. Dart is the language for Flutter, and it's very similar to any object-oriented language, and you can learn it really easily.
Can we use Xcode for Flutter development, Abra?
Okay, I actually am not sure if any of you guys can take it.
Yeah, because like Xcode, I think Xcode is the default IDE in Mac devices, right? So yeah, Flutter does support development in Xcode as well.
And Flutter supports a cross-platform facility in Flutter. So yeah, Flutter definitely use a cross-platform in it.
Is Dart a prerequisite to learn Flutter? No, it definitely is not. You're gonna learn Dart and Flutter at the same time. Dart is just the language, and Flutter is the framework. All right. So, Dart is a language that has the runtime. It provides the runtime for Flutter. So yeah, you develop Flutter in Dart.
So yeah, I see one of the question like where is the link of submission of GitHub profile? So that you just need to make upload your project on GitHub, and then you just need to share your GitHub link in that form that is present in the Dev library, and then you just need to submit. So the team will directly monitor your project from your GitHub account.
Okay, Priyanshi is asking an online ID for Flutter. So there are a few platforms that you can use online, but they have some limitations. Like you can use Dartpad or you can use CodePen, but you won't be able to use packages or make multiple files. So they have some limitations, but if you are beginners and you want to practice, then you can use these platforms.
You can see a question from where I should start learning Flutter. You can start learning Flutter from the code labs that we just said. The code labs are really good. I've referred to the code labs a lot of times. It's pretty simple. You don't have to set up the development environment for the code labs. For the code labs, you get cloud resources. You can directly run the Flutter app in your browser in Google Cloud, and it is pretty simple. Yes. Which languages used for backend and front end in Android development? Okay, like when we talk about Flutter, we are not only talking about Android development, we are talking about development in general for all the platforms. But Flutter is the front end, and you can use Firebase as the back end, or else even if you want a native backend, you can. That is totally up to you. You can use Node or any other backend you're familiar with.
Okay, so there is a question coming again and again like Dart versus Kotlin. So both are on the same page, so we cannot compare. So the feature that Kotlin offers is a fast coding, but when it comes to Dart, gives us a good UI. So there is a disadvantage somewhere and somewhere it is an advantage. So yeah, you just need to look like for which things you are mostly good and that makes you comfortable in that thing.
Yeah.
So I request the team. Okay, can you please share the link? Okay, we will just put
Yes,
the.
yes, definitely, Sarthak.
Okay, so what topics will be covered in Flutter Festival? So the fest as a festival, so we will be having four sessions where the first session would be covering like Flutter, what is Flutter and the basics of Flutter, where we will be giving you the basic idea with hands-on activities. The second thing would be like how to connect with the Firebase and how we can deploy it on Play Store, and the third will be like how can you just learn it. This would be the main things that we will be having in a Flutter Festival.
I just shared the links to all code labs. Please, do visit the code labs, and you can start your learning phase of Flutter and Dart, and even Google Cloud from the code labs.
Okay, guys, do we have any more questions?
Okay, there is
No,
a question.
Sarah. Yeah, okay. Continue.
Yeah, okay, so for this, do we need to have knowledge about Android development? No, you definitely don't have to. You can totally start afresh in Flutter. I'm not familiar with Android development, like Kotlin development, but I started with Flutter, and yes, I can now develop Flutter applications. Is Dart essentials good for learning purpose? If you want to know a bit about Dart, I mean, like if you want to get used to the syntax of Dart, I mean, how Dart is done, how Dart code is executed, please do refer Dart essentials. If you don't want that, if you're familiar with Dart already, you can directly go to Flutter essentials or Flutter development. That's totally on you. Yeah, I guess. Do you guys have any other questions? Because we'll be closing the FAQs soon.
I guess we have already answered all the questions. So I guess there's no question left.
Hmm.
So thank you so much, guys, for coming today. And it would not be possible without you guys to have such a great session. And one more thing, I would like to thank to all our collaborators, all 25 colleges who have collaborated for this event. And we'll be having such sessions in the coming weeks. So stay tuned to your social media handles of your GDSCs. So we'll be posting it out, and it will be a pleasure to meet you again. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, and I guess we'll also be sharing our LinkedIn uh, profiles in the chat box. If you have any doubts about Flutter festivals, please contact us, or else like you can totally contact the facilitators of your own colleges. That would also do. Anything is fine. Yes. Thank you for attending the session.
I hope everyone enjoyed the sessions and feel free to connect with us on our Instagrams, our social media, LinkedIn, Discords, wherever you want to reach out. And you will get all the resources, so you don't have to worry about that. They'll be posted on all the social media handles.
Yeah, guys, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yes. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
we'll
Bye
take our
bye.
leave. We'll take our leave. Okay, you want us to share